Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 22nd of May for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to share with you the standout details that we can all collectively relate to, but please stay with me. I will then explore in much greater detail all the key ins and outs influencing each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces. Now, as this week begins, so the Sun is finding its way in the sign of Gemini, which is the third zodiac sign. It's governed by air, it's mutable, which means it's flexible, but it's forging an awesome link with Mars. And I think this gives us a lot of enthusiasm as we burst into this week. Now, we do have that very powerful influence between Pluto, Jupiter and Mars also reaching a peak on Thursday as they link with the north and south nodes, forging what's known as a grand fixed cross. And because the fixed energy is all to do with being very consistent in our approach, one of the difficulties with having Pluto and Jupiter and Mars all agitating against each other is that they can all be very resistant to flexing and just being a little bit more giving, so it can create a lot of tension. And this is where the energy between the Sun and Mars can be so helpful. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and it's a very flexing, quick-witted and nimble energy, and if we can react to situations in that kind of way, it's really going to help us. But later in this week, it is true that Saturn, the planet of limitation, is slowing down the Sun, and we do also have a quarter moon in the sign of Virgo. So the Sun in Gemini is influenced by both Saturn and the quarter lunation. So I feel when it comes to deciding on things speedily, which is a very Gemini trait, we're actually being cautioned not to do that, and we just need to take the time to work through the processes to consider our options. But it may seem at times that if we do one thing, it's going to have several other influences that could be unintended. So that's a complex set of influences for this week, but there is that sense of excitement with the Sun in a thrusting angle to Mars. And I think one of the things we could have an opportunity to enjoy is some social interaction, which will be very welcome indeed. If you're a returning visitor to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, it's great to have you with us. Please do subscribe, click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Every time I drop a video, you'll get an update. And also, if you'd like to get your free daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the link below where you can subscribe, totally free of charge. So Cancer, your week commencing the 22nd of May forecast sees the Sun now in the most reflective and thoughtful part of your situation, the 12th house, where it's going to be for the next month. In fact, with also Mercury joining this area on the 11th of June, through to when the Sun joins you on the summer solstice, there may be times when you really do want to embrace nature and peace and quiet and tranquility, or just have some moments of real downtime. If you're someone who's really into meditation or yoga or listening to very healing and peaceful music, this can be a great opportunity to embrace all of those strands. But you still have a lot of vibrancy in House 11, which is about your future, and you could be feeling very excited about that, and this slow down energy of the Sun could therefore prove somewhat disappointing. But I think the immediate realities around this week is that you do need to look at the financial side of things in order to get that long-term future to really unfold as you wish, and that therefore may need some deeper planning and deeper thinking, but also some trust in the process. And we all find it difficult to trust processes because, if nothing else, life is changing at such a speed, and it at times can feel that we don't have a lot of personal control. So trust in the process in such a quick changing environment in itself requires a lot of trust. So if you are a little bit doubtful of how it's going to unfold, that's totally understandable. Also, I feel that as this week draws to a close, the quarter moon could see some anxieties come up. You could read some things or be influenced by social media in a much sharper way than ordinarily would be the case. And also with Saturn clashing with the Sun as the week draws to a close, I feel that any sensitivities you do have could be amplified somewhat, but also it could see you thinking about the downside rather more than the upside. So I think this is a week to very much keep the faith. There's a lot of energy streaming in over the next few weeks, which is going to be very much to your advantage. But this immediate week requires you to keep with what you're doing and just work on the practicalities and let that long-term plan find its own way of unfolding at its own pace. Now, if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand how serious astrology can have a profound impact on your personal knowledge and awareness of how to plan your life moves, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can provide for you your life roadmap report, which will help you to gain a much more intimate understanding of the patterns in your situation, good and more challenging. But also in my special package of 30% off, you can get your 12-month personal forecast, which will give you searing insights that are totally unique to you. If you don't know your time, you can still order your charts, but I will prepare for you my solar package, which enables you to understand your situation very much based on the sun. So if you enjoy watching sun YouTube videos, these are perfect for you. Please see the links below for more.